Good day everyone. Welcome back to JBSWiki. In today's video, we are going to explore a powerful way to embed a Power BI report inside a Power Apps app using a simple HTML control, but with a twist. We are going to make the report accessible only between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Outside of that window, users will see an access denied message instead. You will learn how to use iFrame code within HTML text, set up Power Apps variables, and configure logic conditions that control when your report is displayed, all step by step. Whether you are building internal dashboards or client-facing apps, this technique will help you secure and control access to your Power BI content like a pro. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to JBSWiki, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss an update on Power BI, Power Platform, and Azure tutorials. Let's get started. The real world use case that I got is like my client base wanted to make sure that some of the reports that they have shouldn't be viewed outside of a window, let's say 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Yeah. So just in case if someone views those reports outside of 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., then they basically have to get an access denied message. So that's the requirement. This was because they were not having proper data fed into the Power BI outside of 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and also like they want to reduce the number of users accessing the report outside of these hours just to make sure they don't get into any kind of a throttling issue. In my case, I'm going to take this particular report. Okay, so whenever someone tries to access this particular report, what it needs to happen is like it basically have to check the time, and in case if it is outside of 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. IST, then basically they need to see an access denied error. Yeah. For that, what I'm going to do is like I'm going to create a report, Power BI report using the Power Apps for Power BI. Yeah. So I will create that, and then what we'll do is like we will embed the Power Apps into this particular control here, the Power Apps for Power BI, and then we'll take it from there. Yeah. For that, first thing what we need to do is like I've logged into my Power Apps here. Yeah, you need to click on Create here, and then let's select this one. Start with a blank canvas. In my case, I will select this one. Yeah. Let's click on skip here. Yep. And then what I'll do is like I will insert a button here. Okay, the button is here. And what I'll do is like I will name this button as view report. And then right click on it, and then click on reorder, and then click on bring to front. Yeah. So now if you run this, you're able to see the view report. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to click on this view report, and then on select, what I'm going to do is like I'm going to run this particular text query here. Yeah. So what I'm basically doing is like I'm getting the current time here. Yeah. And then for the variable hour, I'm getting the hour value here, and for the minutes, I'm getting the minute value here. Yeah. And then what I'm basically doing is like I'm getting the current time, and then what I'm basically checking is like what is the current time, is that between 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Just in case if it is going to be between 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., then we get a value of true for this variable where access allowed. Yeah. And just in case it is going to be outside of 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., then we will get a false as far as where access allowed is concerned. Okay. And then what I'm basically doing is like if where access allowed is true, then we will launch this particular Power BI report, and just in case if it is false, then we will display this message access denied. You are allowed to view this report between this time only. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. So this is a simple logic, but it actually does the work. Okay, just in case if the report is accessed outside of 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., then you basically get a message called access denied. And if it is going to be between 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., then you will be able to access the report. Okay, just for debugging purpose, what I'll do is like I will insert a text label. So what I'll do is like let's click on this screen container one, and then let's insert this text label. Okay, so we have the text label, and then what I'm going to do is like I'm going to just display the current time and also the value of the where access allowed variable. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do here. Yeah, so if you see here right now, the time is 6:17 a.m. And the variable where access allowed is basically set to false. That's the value right now. Okay. So now what I'll do is like let me save this application. Yeah, I will name it as JB Power BI Access Controlled App. Let's save that. Okay, so it is saved now. And then what I'll do is like let me publish it. Okay, let's wait for it to get published. In the meantime, let's look at the view report one more time. So again, what I'm doing is like I'm setting the current time to this particular variable, and then from that particular variable, I'm getting the hour and minutes information. Yep, and onto this particular variable, I'm placing my hour and minutes information, and then I'm using this variable to check if the time is between 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Yeah, and based on this particular value, whether it is going to be true. If it is between 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., it is going to be true, and in case if it is outside of 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., then it will be set to false. So based on that information, I'll be either launching this report or I'll be like displaying this particular access denied message. Okay. So now what I'll do is like let's wait for the publish to complete, and then we will embed this particular report into our Power BI. Okay, so let me open the Power BI here. Let me get some common data here. I will use the text CSV, yeah, and then I will use this particular CSV. Um, doesn't have much of a data. I just have like two rows. Let me load that. Once the data is loaded, what I'll do is like I will use this control called Power Apps for Power BI. Yep. And then what I'll do is like I will just select this particular thing here. And then once this is done, what I'll do is like instead of creating a new app, since I have already created the Power App, let's click on Choose App. And then select the one that we created, which is JB underscore PBI underscore access underscore control underscore app. Let's add it. Let's wait for it to come up. Okay. So now, okay, now if you see here, we are able to see that. Now what I'm going to do is like I'm going to publish this. Yeah. Let me save it and then I will publish it. I will save it as, yep, I will save it and then I will publish it to Power BI service. Let's wait for it to complete. Okay, it is published now. Let's go to the Power BI service and open the report. So this is the report that we created just now. So we have the report here. Yep. So now let's look at the time. So now if you see here, the time right now is 6:26 a.m., which is outside of our report viewing time. So what we'll do now is like, let's click on this view report. Now, if you see here, as soon as I clicked on this view report, it is not taking me to the desired report. Instead, it gave me a message stating like access denied. You are allowed to view this report between 9 a.m. to 13, which is like 1 p.m. Okay, so that way I'm able to restrict the users. Now, what we'll do now is like, let's go to the Power Apps again. And then what I'll do is like, now that we know the time is 6:26, so what I'll do is like, I will change this timing to say 5 to 8 a.m. Yeah, just for an example, let's make sure like we change this to 5 to 8 a.m. and then let's see if our report works wherein it is going to display this particular report. Okay, let's save that. So we are checking it between 5 to 8 a.m. Let's publish it. And then if you see here, we are basically telling like you are allowed to view this report between 5 to 8 a.m. Just in case if there is an error, you will get this message. Okay. Just to make sure we are seeing the right report, what I'll do is like I will add something here with the view report just to make sure we are seeing the latest one there on the Power BI. Okay. So let me save it one more time and then publish it. Okay, so the publish is done. So now what I'll do is like, let me refresh this particular report and just make sure that I'm able to see the new created report. Yeah, I'm still seeing the old one. Let me refresh it one more time. Yep, now if you see here, whatever I've added, I'm able to see that. And then let me check the time now. Time is 6:29 a.m. So now let's click on this view report. And if you see here, this time I am able to view the report. Yeah, so if you can see here, I'm able to see that report. And also you look at this, the time is 6:29 a.m. and the variable is true now. Yeah, so if you see here, this way we are able to restrict the users between the time of our choice. Yeah, if, for example, if we want the users to access any of these reports within a time frame, then we can use this simple method to achieve that. Yeah, and also like if you want to check for any specific users, then what you can do is like you can further add the required authentication. Maybe like in my case, what I'll do is like I can add the email addresses. I can check for the email addresses, and you can again categorize them stating like only these email addresses are allowed to view the report. That is also possible, but in my case, that is not required as of now. And my requirement is just to make sure like I need to allow users to view between a certain time frame, and I'm able to achieve that. Yeah, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Jai Hind.